The January Predictions Challenge is here. Sign up for the Friendo Club setup by clicking join here on YouTube or going to patreon.com/Steven Larson and clicking on the Friendo Club setup to join in on the challenge and get access to our bonus episodes and question threads for the show. Join the Friendo Club setup today. Hey, Friendos, Steve here.
And Larson.
And welcome back. Going in Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you need to be listening to on today's episode.
Hello, my shoulder.
There you are. There you are. Woo. On today's episode, we are talking tonight's Friday Night Smackdown. You know what, man? I had such a good time today during the Friendo Awards. I'm telling you, man, I don't toot our own horn very often. But I defy any of these other guys to come up with an anti-award show the way we came up with one. We did the awards thing for 8 years. This year, we're moving ahead of the pack. Enough of that. Hey, look, I saw Wrestle Purist has one. Fightful has one. I imagine Meltzer's got one. Nah. It's all about the Friendo Awards. If you want the best in pro wrestling anti-awards, go to the Friendo Awards.
Here's the thing. This is just the start. There's so much more we can do to make it even more of an anti-award show.
Did it inspire you to think about what to do next year? Because I had so much fun today.
I'll be honest. The prospect of a 3-hour Smackdown tonight plus review after loomed large.
Really?
Throughout my day.
Hey, we got Gerks to do the notes, though.
Oh, no, that was great. Great. Thank you, Chris. Nonetheless, it's going to take, for me at least, some getting used to on a weekly basis on a Friday night. Do 3-hour Smackdown plus review.
Yeah.
It'll take a little bit.
Plus review. But the Friendo Awards, I was hyped about the Friendo Awards, and I came out of that. I was like, that was so much fun. We had the mics where we can go anywhere we wanted to go. Man,
we didn't utilize those enough.
We didn't. You're right. For a moment, I sat over there near the couch.
Brief moment.
Then I came back. Nobody went to the restroom with live mic on there. That could have been something that we could do. Go talk to the mailman, perhaps. I don't know how far the whole thing extends. Anyways, the Friendo Awards.
From your kitchen.
Yeah, right. The Friendo Awards are available right now, right here, youtube.com/Steve and Larson. Muted Mayday here in the Twitch chat says, Wrestle Kingdom tonight? No. It is tonight, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, okay. And then Wrestle Dynasty. Oh, so the big predictions challenge. Is that form going up sometime?
It's already up. It's been up for days.
Whoa. The first Big Blue Predictions Challenge event of January is available right now. So be sure you fill out your predictions. It's a very, very important first event to get the leg up. Put us all on notice for the Big Blue Predictions Challenge. Beautiful hat for this one. It was at the beginning of the show.
157 entries.
Okay, good. We gotta, man. I'll keep on reminding people this weekend.
And in fact, you have till about, 7 o'clock tomorrow evening Pacific. That's 10 Eastern because Wrestle Dynasty is tomorrow night, and that starts at 8 p.m. Pacific.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. All right. There you
Eastern.
go.
No, 8 Pacific. That's more.
Okay.
Wait. Yes. 8 Pacific. That's right.
So
get your picks in before then.
Just Me James here in the YouTube chat says, can you put a link to the microphones in the description video of that video? How about this is the Hollyland Lark M2. That's what it is. It's like $140, I think, on Amazon. Yeah, pretty good deal. I should put an affiliate link or something. In any event, let's talk about that 3-hour Smackdown. So you were dreading the 3-hour Smackdown?
I just didn't know what to expect because it's been, obviously we do pay-per-views and sometimes they're 3+ hours, but it's, I don't know, it's different with TV because there's commercials and all that. And I just didn't know what to expect. It's been so long, we used to do the Raws live, obviously, on a regular basis. I don't know if dread is the word, just wasn't sure what to think about it.
What did you think about Raw at 3 hours tonight?
SmackDown, I'm happy they had Tiffany cash in, so we had something to talk about.
Same. Yeah, because the prospect of just Drew being on SmackDown now through the transfer window, although I think that makes for a terrific new nemesis for Cody Rhodes once he wins Ladder War against Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about that here in a bit. Big cash in tonight. Tiffany Stratton cashed in her Money in the Bank, first helping Nia Jax to beat Naomi, and then swerving her and cashing in and beating her for the championship. Big moment for Tiffany Stratton. Seems like they want to do her versus. You got to think it's going to be Becky or Charlotte at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
It's going to be Becky or Charlotte winning that Rumble. What do you like about both those matchups?
Well,
We've seen Becky versus Tiffany in NXT. It was really good.
Yeah, and that's the reason that, if you're going to, choose Becky over Charlotte to face Tiffany at Mania, that's the reason why, because the program with Becky and Tiffany was pretty good in NXT. And they had a really good...
I think it was the last one standing match.
Yeah, that was really good.
It was.
And to revisit that on the main roster at WrestleMania, that could be pretty cool.
That could be pretty awesome.
But on the other hand, when Charlotte comes back, she's going to want to do one thing. Compete for a championship.
Right.
Immediately.
Yeah. Yes.
And, Tiffany's already had the program with Becky. So maybe they think Tiffany versus Charlotte. We could always do Tiffany versus Becky some other time.
Sure.
Revisit that at a later date. Let's do Charlotte now, and have Tiffany go through that program. I would assume. No, maybe not. I'll say I'd assume Tiffany would win, but I don't think you can make that assumption when Charlotte's the opponent, because it has to have Charlotte win at WrestleMania and then Tiffany beats some other time. You know what I mean?
I'll be honest with you. And I know this is a hot take from Steve here.
Oh, you want Charlotte Hogan. I know this.
I'm rooting for Charlotte Hogan. I want her to come back and be like, nah. And I'm saying, she says this to Paul Levesque. Nah, bitch, I'm taking that title and I'm going to break whatever record my dad has. By the way, Ric Flair, you need that last match, man. One more match for Ric Flair. WrestleMania weekend. Let's go. Let's do it. I want that prediction to be done.
No.
Yeah, man. I want Charlotte to go in and win that shit. And then Tiffany can win it back at Backlash. I don't care. But I want Charlotte to break that record. Yeah, man. Look, I love that there is, Becky could be Becky Hogan if she wanted to be.
Yeah, she could be.
But Charlotte has established she's looking to be Charlotte Hogan. And yeah, have her come in, win the Rumble. Absolutely. Go out there and, Triple H's like, Charlotte, you got 15 minutes. And then she says, nah, try 35. And then she does 35 with Tiffany and she wins.
Then she wins, yeah.
But I kind of feel like, dude, that's sort of like my one, and maybe I'm getting ahead of myself. But if it's Becky or Charlotte coming in, winning the Rumble, in my opinion, it is actually a foregone conclusion that Tiffany's going to win. I hate that if they're going to bring back Becky and Charlotte. I mean, Charlotte was just injured. Becky's coming back and signing a new contract. Or probably has already signed. She's been in promotional material.
Yeah.
They're just bringing them back to put over the young kids. And man, if they're going to bring them back, they got to craft some stories. It's not like Orton came back after all that time just to put over people.
Yeah.
So, that'd be my one concern, but maybe it wouldn't be such a foregone conclusion. And if there's a really good story there, if there's something really interesting there they come up with, and they got to put some creative energy behind it, then I'm down for it.
Yeah. If it's a situation where they have a good story and the ultimate destination is Charlotte or Becky putting over Tiffany, whether it's Mania at some other point. But whoever Tiffany faces at Mania along the way gets wins. It's not like they show up, don't have matches on TV, eat a pin at WrestleMania, and then are off TV for another month or two.
Oh, I would doubt that, yeah.
And I would doubt that too. But if it's a situation where, hey, they're getting some wins, but they lose at the most impactful moments to help get people over, and there's a good story involved, yeah.
I think here's the thing also is that they've got so many people now in that women's division that to a degree they're going to want to protect. If you got Becky and Charlotte coming in there, they're going to want to protect them unless it's a big match where somebody gets something out of it. You're absolutely right about that.
You want to maximize the rub that someone gets from beating a Charlotte or a Becky. Yeah.
You're going to continue to protect Bianca. You're going to absolutely protect Rhea. To a degree, you'll protect Liv. Yeah. You're going to want to protect Jade. There's a lot of people. So they're going to be forced into figuring out some unique stories to tell and some interesting things to do to justify people taking pins. Which is, I think, a good situation for them to be in.
Yeah, I mean, you could always, do the tag match route, like we saw in the main event tonight, where Jey Uso took a pin.
Yeah.
Not that Jay's immune to taking pins. He takes a lot of pins.
Mm-hmm.
But the heel team exploited the rules of a tag team match to ultimately get the win.
Mm-hmm.
Solo stands tall.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was the main event. We had, of course, in advance of Solo Sikoa versus Roman Reigns for the Ula Fala. And now apparently it's for Paul Heyman because Solo Sikoa just sort of decided
Yeah.
I'm going to own him. He says, I'm going to own you. Basically, you're going to be my wise man forever. And Paul Heyman, I guess, is like, okay, cool, right? And so Paul Heyman's going to be on the line, which, I don't know, kind of makes it even more of a foregone conclusion that Roman Reigns is he's gonna win at Netflix. Like, that's like all the confidence points.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Once Drew came over to SmackDown, we will get to that. Second time we've teased it. I saw some people speculate that Drew, in an effort to stick it to Roman Reigns, would cost him the Ula Fala. But I just don't see it happening necessarily. Maybe they'll have, they did announce tonight on SmackDown, confirmed that CM Punk versus Seth will be the main event.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So I don't know, of the 4 matches announced, which one's going to open the show, whether it will be for the Ula Fala, whether it will be the women's title match, whether it will be Jay versus Drew. But I was going to say, maybe they'll do something during the Jay versus Drew match. Drew gets the win, probably. But Jay does something to get his heat back to kind of write Drew off TV for the remainder of Raw, so that the idea that Drew could come and interfere during the Ula Fala match, you can kind of set that aside.
That could be. Or Drew could just, there might be like the specter of Drew as well from the Skybox wanting to witness the fall of Roman Reigns. And then when Solo can't get the job done, that just sort of motivates Drew. Okay, now I'm going to have to get this guy, and he's going to get him at WrestleMania, maybe the Rumble. But yeah, because what would Roman's Rumble match be unless Roman's in the Rumble?
Roman could be in the Rumble.
Roman could, and Drew can be in the Rumble. But because I kind of feel like, I don't know, Drew versus Roman. If they're going to do a big thing with Drew in 2025, there's nothing bigger than having Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. And if they go that route, if the Rock isn't going to be there, or if the Rock says, no, I'm coming, but I want to do Cody Rhodes, which according to Fightful today, it looks like we might actually be getting, but again, the thing clarified, depended on the Rock's schedule.
Dwayne changes his mind. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Cena versus Cody seems to be the situation.
Mm-hmm.
So it seems like there are things that are in play, assuming the Rock is either there or not there, or dependent on the Rock being there or not there. So Dwayne, he's the guy over there still, man.
Yeah, he is. So, now let's talk about Drew McIntyre.
Drew McIntyre coming through the transfer portal.
Yeah, so he shows up to interrupt Cody's promo to open the show, and he gives Cody a hug and is quick to say, I'm not here to mess with you. I'm not here to hurt you. I'm here to help you. And specifically he says, I'm here to watch your back. But then he lets Kevin Owens blindside Cody.
Mm-hmm.
And then Kevin Owens says something similar to Jay when they bumped into each other backstage. Watch your back.
Well, they have something very much in common.
They do.
They hate people who hang out with Roman Reigns, and including, Kevin Owens said this recently, I'll get to him, Sami Zayn, his best/former best friend, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought about that as well. Are we going to see, now that Drew is on SmackDown, a bad guy version of, a 2-man power trip type thing where you got Drew McIntyre and Kevin Owens teaming up, going on a rampage? I don't know, I'm basically to attack Roman Reigns and anybody affiliated with Roman Reigns. Seems like that might be one likely outcome to Drew McIntyre coming to SmackDown. The other thing is, of course, Cena breaking the record at WrestleMania, I think, is a possibility. Drew McIntyre taking out that title off of Cody seems like a possibility as well, though. Like a pretty big possibility. Which one do you rank higher in terms of what you think might happen more?
I feel like if they're going to have Cena break the record, then that should be kind of his story for the year.
Oh, really? Okay.
That's kind of what I feel like. If he's in the Rumble, I'll throw this out there. He's in the Rumble, he wins it, faces Cody at Mania, comes up short.
Mm-hmm.
Adversity, setbacks. It's going to make for a more interesting story, I feel like. Since he's already said he's wrestling the whole year. So it's not a situation where he wins the title. He does a Bryan Danielson thing where he says, well, I'll win the title, but once I lose it, I'm done.
Yeah.
He's already said he's wrestling the whole year. So whether he wins the title at Mania or later on down the line, his last day is December 31st, you know?
Yeah.
Whatever the last show is of the year. That's his last day. So you can't really go about it in that approach. So just make that his story for the better part of the year.
Yeah.
Maybe at some point in the summer, like SummerSlam. He wins it there. He gets a run with it a couple months, loses it.
Mm-hmm.
And then, he gets to do a feud with Orton or Punk for his last feud, and then that's that.
WrestleMania kind of sells WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot that could go on there. I feel like Cena winning could be used to blow up another pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know. It'd be like, you call these things B-level pay-per-views these days. They try to load up these pay-per-views as much as they can every time out. And because I think they remember, like, I don't know, it was like a year ago or 2 years ago or something. It was when they were having a hard time selling out.
Yeah.
And there was like a rumor they wanted a stadium every pay-per-view.
Yeah.
And
they
it was
tried
like,
it for Money in the Bank, and they had to move it to Arena.
What year was that? Was it 21?
Oh, I don't recall.
Or 22? It was like, yeah, they were like, I don't know. Yeah. And but nowadays, hey, you know what? Nowadays they seem to have, they've at least got it's within the realm of possibility. So I don't know. They might come up with a brand new pay-per-view named just for John Cena.
Yeah.
WWE prevents Never Give Up.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, well, he's going to win here. You know?
Exactly.
So that's a possibility as well. They're going to use the pay-per-view to fill a stadium or to, fill up a SummerSlam stadium. Is SummerSlam two nights this year, or is that starting next year? I forget.
I think that's next year.
Okay. Well,
It's Minneapolis next year. I think SummerSlam is, and I think it's 2 nights next year.
See, I don't know. I think WrestleMania kind of sells itself. You don't need to do Cena title change. You could use that to sell tickets to another place. Or already at a I don't know, Saudi show? Maybe a Saudi show.
You see that the Royal Rumble in 2026 is going to be in Saudi Arabia.
Oh, it's going to be a morning pay-per-view? I'm down with morning pay-per-view.
Yeah.
That's cool. Raise a bunch of money for somebody.
Yep.
That's neat.
Anyways, get back to Drew. The prospect to him, I guess if the question is, would I rather see Cena beat Cody for the title or Drew McIntyre? The answer, a million times out of a million, is Drew McIntyre beating Cody for that title.
Okay,
for me personally.
Let me throw this in.
All right. Drew stacks Cody and Cena to win the title. Yes, even better.
You read my mind. Damn, I can't do better than that. Maybe more realistic, though. Cena beats Cody. Drew beats Cena. And then beats Cody. And then beats them both in a stacking situation.
Perfect.
All on the same night.
There you go.
Yeah, Drew is the now. That's the thing. Drew is now. Drew is current.
His time is now.
Drew's time is now. It's Cena, no way. Drew way.
Cena's time is up.
Yeah,
Drew's
right.
time is now.
Right, exactly. That's how the song goes. That's how the 2025 version of the song goes.
Exactly.
That's good.
So, I would assume that, Drew comes out and says, "Oh, Cody, I'm here to help you." Nah. Help Cody, no way.
Mm-hmm.
This is a ruse.
It's a horrible ruse.
It is. It's not very convincing because Cody literally staring at the camera is like, "What the hell is this?"
Yeah, right. How many times did he win? As Drew was talking. He was very suspect.
And he has every right to be because Drew's up to no good.
This is what I don't get, though.
Huh.
Because didn't Drew say you're letting some sweaty dude run around with a fake title like one of these idiots in the crowd? He's talking about Kevin Owens, and then he's gonna and then he said, "Watch your back," kind of helping Kevin Owens a little bit, like, "Hey, look, he's gonna do something cool here." Didn't Kevin Owens come up to him and be like, "Hey, man, why are you calling this a fake title? I'm the real world's champion."
Well, because he's calling it a fake title to kind of engender some goodwill with Cody.
Oh, okay,
See?
yeah, good point. He's like, yeah, he did
Trying to butter him up a little bit.
the body language was so sinister, though. I didn't believe a word of it.
No.
So
Not at all.
menacing, so menacing.
Oh, I know. He stood in the ring and stared at Cody and then looked at the belt
Yeah, yeah.
for a good 2 minutes before we even saying word one, before even hugging him.
Good go home math for him as well, because Jey Uso hit him with the suicide dive. I think that was the last time. Wasn't that like the last time we saw Drew McIntyre get hit with the suicide dive? Suicide dive? Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yep. Anyways, let's jump into it.
Before we do that, we mentioned. I guess we mentioned the predictions challenge, but I didn't mention how to get involved in the predictions challenge. So we got this huge predictions challenge.
Massive.
You either click join right here at youtube.com/Stephen Larson, or you go to patreon.com/Stephen Larson. You click on the Friendo Club setup. Either way, it's $5 a month. It's a great way to help support Going in Raw. And also, you get access to our bonus episodes. You get access to our question threads that we read here on the show. And also the Big Blue Predictions Challenge. It's a lot of fun. So there you go. While you're here, I think we got a bunch of people watching right now. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button. And
leave a comment.
And leave a comment. YouTube loves comments. We had a super chat. That's what I was going to do. It was a super chat earlier here from Payday, who says, "Am I the only one that feels Tiffany's not ready yet?" No, I think she's ready, man. I think she is one of the people from the 2.0 days that really came along quickly. She's really good in the ring, got her character down, and sometimes you gotta strike while the person's on the come up. You don't have to wait around all day for it. I think she's ready. I think she's good.
I think she relies on the Tiffy time thing a bit too much, but otherwise, yeah, I think she's considering she's only been wrestling for 3 years.
You gotta sell those shirts, man.
Oh,
you gotta sell those shirts.
Posh Kenneth here on Twitch says, "I appreciate you both for doing the review after the 3-hour episodes. More hours suck, but I'm so excited for your content this year." Thank you so much, Posh Kenneth.
Dude, I'll be honest with you. As long as it's good, as long as the stuff is good, then I'm cool. I thought SmackDown was pretty strong tonight for being 3 hours. I feel like they can inject a little bit of that Raw madness into it, which I think they're going to have to do. The anarchy, the chaos. I think they're going to do. I think they could make do with a little bit more of that. I was disappointed that the Shinsuke Andrade match didn't go longer. I feel like that could have gone longer. You got Shinsuke and Andrade in there, and poor Andrade takes the loss, even though it wasn't even a title match. It was an eliminator match.
Yeah.
He got eliminated.
Yeah, he did. LA Knight gets his rematch. Anyways.
Lo siento, Andrade.
Naomi took on Nia for the women's title. Really good match. Really picked up towards the end, too. It's like edge of your seat stuff. And then like the fans of Intendus were super into it.
Boy, they got that crowd into it, man. Yeah, that was a really fun match. Yeah.
It was. So preceding the match, we get a video package for Naomi. Got a little bug flying in here, and it's irritating.
Squash that bug.
Small. It's very tiny. Anyways, then later on backstage, Nia, she's with Candice and is like, "Hey, where's Tiffany?" And she's upset that Tiffany's not there. So Candice says, "Well, hey, it's all right. You go out there and win this match." And Nia just tells her, "Hey, make sure Bianca stays out of my way." And Candice like, "Yeah, maybe we'll get a tag title match again afterwards." So a match happened. Awesome stuff. Bianca comes ringside with Naomi. Candice joins Nia. One point, Nia's looking for a move off the top, and Naomi reverses that into like I don't even know how to describe it. It was like a power slam, twisted power slam. I don't even know how to describe it. It was great.
Yeah, that was cool.
So then Tiffany runs down with her music and a ref. And she goes over by the timekeeper area with ref, says, "I'm cashing in," hands the briefcase to the ref, and then dumps the ref over the barricade of the timekeeper area and gets the briefcase. And hits Naomi with it. Nia hits the Annihilator. She gets the win. So Tiffany gets the ring and is like, "Hey, give her another one." So Nia's up top about to give Naomi another Annihilator. Tiffany blasts Nia in the back with the briefcase. She takes out Candice. Bianca hits Nia with the KOD, and then Tiffany throws her over the announce table. She cashes in. It's official. hits the moonsault, gets the win. We get a new champ. Crowd's going crazy. Everybody
Big
loves
time.
a cash-in.
Oh yeah, everybody loves cash-ins. Yeah.
Yeah. And bunch of pyro standing on the ramp, holding that title up. Pretty huge moment for Tiffany Stratton. And we knew where the story was going. Just wasn't necessarily sure at what point Tiffany would decide to cash in.
It feels like the right time, right? Like it was almost getting to the point where it was like, okay, how much longer is she going to be treated like a doormat?
Yeah, you don't want to be a situation where like what they're doing with Theory and Waller, where it's like, oh, are they a tag team or are they not a tag team? You don't
that
do
got
that
old ages ago. Yeah,
when someone's positioned to be your next champion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
The match was booked in a way, especially that spot they did off the top rope,
Mm-hmm.
where it fooled you as a viewer because it was like the perfect situation. Both Naomi and Nia were down.
Mm-hmm.
It seemed like if she ran in with that briefcase, all she had to do, moonsault, bang, win, throws us, the viewer, for a loop when she helps Nia win, only to then cash in on her afterwards. Yeah.
Very
quite the
smart
roller coaster.
cash in. Yeah, it was a roller. That's a good way to. Andrew Joseph here in our YouTube chat also brings up Naomi Samoan drop on Nia. That literally the crowd gasped.
That was super
They
impressive.
gasped for that. Naomi's so damn good, man. She is so damn good. She's so damn good. Yeah.
So we talked about Drew going through the transfer SmackDown gimmick, as he called it.
Did he really call it the SmackDown gimmick?
He forgot the name of it. And then once he got through that bit of promo when Cody's turn, he's like, the transfer window. That's why you're here. And Drew says, yes, that's it.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah.
So the show opens with a recap of what happened last week. Cody, London Fog Coat, challenging Kevin Owens to a ladder war match at the Rumble for both the titles. He comes to the ring. He's starting to drop a promo. He's talking about Raw on Netflix. Says, I'd be excited, but my excitement is waning because I'm not cleared to wrestle because of Kevin Owens. Therefore, I can't do Raw on Netflix. His management is worried about me fighting, but the Royal Rumble is a month away. When the time comes, we will raise the belts up high and fight in a ladder match. I know he meant to say the ladder war, but he said ladder match.
Yeah, he should have called it ladder war. That's
ladder
the actual
war.
name of it. Yeah.
So Drew McIntyre comes out, heads the ring, and they have a stare down for a little bit before Drew goes and hugs him.
Big hug.
And Cody doesn't reciprocate. He just stands there.
Yeah.
He's confused.
It's super awkward.
And that's when Drew says, I'm not here to hurt you. I'm here to help you. You're not on my list. You and I go way back, but you're about to screw up your life's work. And he really puts over the quality of the talent in WWE right now. Says best it's ever been. I agree with you, Drew McIntyre.
Oh, yeah, dude. 1000%.
And says, you're the quarterback of it all, and you're about to screw it up. He says, I know what it's like when management holds you back. A guy running around with a fake title, your neck is hanging on by a thread. I want to tell you the SmackDown gimmick, whatever it's called, I don't care. You need a friend, maybe I'm the friend you need. And Cody, that's what he says. I know you're here. Transfer window.
He has to clarify it.
Yeah.
I feel like some of these dudes still have like Vince PTSD because they would know that if they got that wrong, Vince would pitch a fit backstage. So Cody says that. And he says, you want to help me, not hurt me. WWE's resident truth teller. I'd love to tell you the truth back. I could say I watched you carry WWE through its darkest time. And I immediately thought Drew wasn't around during the new generation. He says, love to say we're kindred spirits and had to leave here, scrape ourselves up and finish our story. I'd love to say over the last 2 to 3 years, you've been a beast on the mic and in the ring. I'd love to say that, but I don't believe you. I don't believe you, and I can just feel this tension. It's going to devolve. Let's cut to it. You want to throw hands? You want to shut on this title? Let's do it. Drew, come and get it. And Drew's like, Cody, as similar as we are, you'll see the truth one day. They won't remember us when we're gone. I'm not here to hurt you. I'm here to help you. And he's getting out of the ring at that point. He says, one more thing. You need to watch your back. And then Kevin Owens attacks Cody from behind. Big brawl breaks out. And then later on backstage, Aldis is talking to Cody, and he says, please put aside your hatred for Owens and think about your future in the company, because if you won't, I'll do it for you. And Cody says, I appreciate it, and you're actually a good boss, but I'm the champ. As much as you want to put me on the shelf until the Rumble or keep me in whatever media event under the sun, but I have the right to call my shot. Go tell Drew he's welcome here. He has my attention. Here's the story now. If I beat Kevin Owens or see somebody who looks like him, I drop him on sight. And I'm like, wait, somebody who looks like him?
Is there a Kevin Owens doppelganger?
Bro, half the people in the arena look like Kevin Owens wearing the fake ass titles. You get it?
No.
Larson sees a bug or a bug that looks like that bug. It's on sight.
On sight. I'm jobbing out to this insect so far.
Oh no, this insect's about to finish the story, man.
Yep, that's driving me crazy. So we had, we mentioned earlier, we had the Bad Bloodline. Solo, Jacob Fatu, Tama Tonga take on the Usos and Sami Zayn in the main event. Before that, though, we get a quick shot of Paul Heyman arriving at the arena, walking around the metal detector, not going through it.
You think he was carrying? You think he took a note from Arn Anderson?
I might be wise. Shortly after that, he comes to the ring, drops a promo. This is pretty long. He's talking about what's at stake in tribal combat. Thank you for the raid, Bruce Green. Hope you're doing well.
Hey, Bruce Green. What's up, man? Thank you so much for the raid. We're in the middle of a podcast right now, man. Thank you so much. Welcome, raiders.
Thank you. He confirms that Solo stole the Ula Fala from Roman's luggage after Roman lost at WrestleMania.
Yeah. A little swipe-a-rooney there.
And again, he says Solo kicked Jimmy out, kicked him out, brought in Tama Tonga, Tonga Loa, Jacob Fatu. And he says he got these men because none of us were ever going to acknowledge Solo Monday Live on Netflix, Tribal Combat. There must be a winner and there must be a loser. The winner of the match, and I absolutely promise you, the only Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns. Steve, put your ones up for your Tribal Chief.
I'm going to put my one up specifically for, who am I going to put it up for today?
Think about it. Solo
You know
comes
what?
out.
I'm going to put, oh man, should I spoil? Yeah, I'm going to put it up for Drew McIntyre, who won several of the Friendo Awards today. For today, Drew McIntyre is my Tribal Chief.
There we go. See? You get to find who your Tribal Chief is. Isn't it great?
Okay, I don't need you to tell me that.
So Solo
I'm aware of the
comes
rules
out.
at this point.
Solo comes out, and Heyman says, I want you to know I'm about 10 seconds away from peeing my pants. Last time we did this, you put me through the table with the powerbomb. And Solo asked the crowd to acknowledge him, and he says, you owe CM Punk a favor, right? Well, how about this? Let me owe you a favor. I need somebody to watch the Ula and hold on to the Ula Fala during tribal combat. Someone who's trustworthy, someone who respects and loves my family. So I want you to do that, Paul. And if Roman beats me, you'll put the Ula Fala around his neck, and I will acknowledge him as my tribal chief. But when I beat Roman, and I will, when I become the tribal chief, you will put the Ula Fala around my neck, and everyone will acknowledge me. And you're going to be my wise man forever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And
so,
then Heyman freaks out because I guess he understands that Solo's got him, back in a corner there. Patrick Cheeseman here brings up a good point. His ones are up for the bug that's pestering Larson because that bug is Patrick Cheeseman's Tribal Chief for the day. So I'd like everybody in chat, both on YouTube and on Twitch, to put your ones up and let us know next to your ones, the little emote, who your Tribal Chief for today is.
All right.
And in the YouTube comments later on, if you're watching this later on VOD.
Yeah. So later on backstage, Sammy's there. He bumps into Carmelo Hayes. Melo says, hey, if Braun didn't get my business, and Sammy tells him that he was 2 seconds from running away.
Yeah, no, Sammy says you were 2 seconds away from getting the haluva kick, and then you ran away.
Gotcha. Melo says, you know what, you and Braun can get this work, and the Usos walk up behind Melo. And Jimmy says, we got a problem. And Sammy says, nope. He was just saying that we got to run it back, and I'm going to get this work. So Melo kind of gets a little freaked out. And walks off.
Because the Usos kind of trick him a little bit, so to speak. They get behind him, and they're like, is there a problem here? Joking. And Carmelo's like, he thinks somebody's got his back, but nobody likes Carmelo. So then they go to the other side, and I'm like, you got 3 WWE size guys, and they're all like bullying Carmelo Hayes, and I'm supposed to feel sympathy for them? Like, what the heck is that all about? This poor guy can't catch a break. He was the number one. This guy has turned into a Greg Oden, man. Carmelo Hayes needs to get his shit together, pull out some wins.
Yeah.
Otherwise, bust is what I'm thinking right now.
back to NXT, the G League of WWE.
Ow! Back to NXT, maybe?
Nah, Melo's got too much talent. He ain't going back to NXT.
Melo's been missing. I'm just saying, Melo has been missing.
So anyways, Melo leaves. Sammy does too. And as they're walking off, Jay bumps into Kevin Owens. Jay says, "You got to watch where you're going." And Owens says, "You got to watch your back."
Watch your back,
Same
buddy.
exact words that Drew said to Cody.
Yeah. I wonder how that's going to play out. Like, obviously, they're heading towards Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn because of everybody.
They're going to be both on SmackDown. So yeah,
You also got
clear.
Randall Keith Orton out there, who still has some beef with Kevin Owens. What do you think the likelier Mania match is going to be? Orton and Owens or Sami Zayn?
Because Owens and Zayn have had a Mania match before, so if you're going to revisit that, you got to do a stipulation ladder war. Otherwise, I guess you go with the fresh matchup, which would be Kevin Owens, Randy Orton ladder war.
Randy Orton doesn't need to be on he doesn't need to be in a ladder war match. No, I think, hey, dude, I think this is what you do. Orton Owens straight up normal match this year. But then you tell that year-long story leading to WrestleMania next year, ladder war.
So right before the main event, we get a Bloodline promo package, hyping up Tribal Combat on Monday, and then Solo and the Bloodline are making their entrance. And you get a Jacob Fatu promo. He says, "I love you, Solo.
I love you, Waffle House.
I'm about to show the world what happens when you don't acknowledge Solo, and on Monday after he beats his ass, the world beats Roman's ass. The world is going to acknowledge Solo. I love you, Solo."
You know, let me ask you this really quick. I don't want to get into fantasy booking, but we're heading towards, well, we actually have a bit ways to go here. Listen, every time Jacob Fatu talks, and especially when he's next to Solo, I just think to myself, and I know they can tell this story, they could have done some story where Jacob Fatu becomes the new tribal chief instead of Solo. Because he's so menacing on the mic. This dude has got so much intimidation in his voice, so much gravitas in his voice.
Gravitas.
But like you mix that in with just like, this guy's scary as fuck. And like Solo just sort of like withers away in terms of like aura.
Yeah.
So I know that there was a straight line between Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa in terms of being the tribal chief. And I know they're going to tell the story where Jacob Fatu takes over. I think they're going to do that.
Yeah, that would make all the sense in the world. Absolutely.
But man, I feel like this could have been a bit more powerful if they just would have done Jacob Fatu now and then let Solo develop a little bit more, because I don't know. And maybe, look, if they had done that, we'd be sitting here. Why didn't they just do Solo? Maybe that's the case.
Yeah.
And you want to build up Jacob slower. But man, when you see this guy, God damn it, he's got everything.
Yeah, he does.
He's got everything.
Exceptional wrestler to boot. So the main event went down. As mentioned, Drew McIntyre makes his way out. Jay hits him with a suicide dive. So then Jay heads up top, misses a splash on Jacob. Jacob hits him with the pop-up Samoan drop. Jay kicks out. He brings Jay to the corner. Solo tags in. Jacob screams, "I love you, Solo!"
I love you!
But then misses a hip attack. But Jay doesn't know that Solo tagged in. So Jay hits Jacob with a spear. Covers. Wapa! Solo hits him with the spike to get the win.
Mm-hmm.
Bad Bloodline ends the show. All holding up their one.
So some of these, some of the ones that people are throwing up here. Let's see here. Patrick Cheeseman throws his one up now for Ladder War.
There we go.
Let's see here. Oh yeah, Alexa Bliss Gamer says their ones are being thrown up for Britt Allcroft, the creator of the Thomas the Tank Engine show, passed away at the age of 81 today. I saw on social media. Yeah, Thomas the Tank Engine, a classic, an absolute classic.
Yeah.
Tribal Cheeks throwing the ones up for the Waffle House workers for those hash brown bowls. God damn. I got to get to one,
You got to make a trip back east to the south, even to Arizona, Steve, so you can go to Waffle House.
What reason do I have to go? Hey, let's go do All In or some shit, man. Let's do StarCast. I don't do StarCast.
Yeah, it's in Dallas. I'm sure they got Waffle Houses in Dallas area.
Yeah, I know. No, I know. I'm just saying, like, should we do that? Should we go to All In?
It's not like we cover AEW pay-per-views live anymore, Steve.
Hey, is our family obligation you and me taking a train to Waffle House?
Business obligation.
Business obligation. Hey, that Starcast that we did was fun.
That was fun. I don't know if they're doing like the convention thing.
What?
Because like the last time they did it, they didn't do the whole. I don't think they did the whole convention. It was more like a meet and greet panel type deal.
What in the world?
I don't know.
Oh, bummer.
Reach out to Conrad, see what he has to say.
Maggie says come visit her in Atlanta, man. If NXT runs a show in Atlanta, yeah, I don't know. We need like a big event.
Mm-hmm.
Although some pub reached out to us recently.
Yeah, I saw that.
You see that?
For Rumble weekend, yeah.
For Rumble week. Yeah, unfortunately, I meant to respond to them. We're not going to be there for the Rumble.
Yeah.
But that sounds like it would have been fun.
You know, while you can't make it to Waffle House soon, at least Waffle House has been brought to you. You can make yourself some waffles this weekend.
And I appreciate that. I really do. I think I still have like the WWE Championship waffle maker.
Perfect.
So I'll have to, I'll show that off on, I don't know, social media or something. Wrestle Juice.
So as mentioned earlier, Andrade took on Nakamura. Not a title match. Championship Challenger. That's what WWE called them. Championship Challenger matches or something like that.
Oh, is that what it's called now? Okay.
Yeah. Well, that's what it was in WWE. AEW called them the Eliminator matches.
AEW had the Eliminator. What did they call it in? What did Vince call it?
It was alliterative. I don't know if it's Championship Challenger, Contender, something like that.
Okay.
I think it was Championship Contender matches, where if you won, you got a title shot.
Okay.
I think that's what it was.
Oh, here it is. Loftmiller's Pub and Eatery in Indianapolis. If you guys are in Indianapolis, check out Loftmiller's Pub and Eatery. They reached out to us. I don't think we're not going to be there for the Rumble because we got to be here in our area here. But hey, you know what? If something else comes, if like an AEW show comes there, business obligation. We'll go to Indianapolis, do a pub appearance.
Yeah, do a live recap.
That'd be sick.
So, anyways, as mentioned, Andrade took the L. Ada Kinshasa to the back. Nakamura wins. LA Knight music hits. He runs down, takes out Nakamura. Looks for a BFT. Nakamura evades that. LA Knight grabs the mic. Yeah. Says, you steal my title and things go crazy. I'm coming to collect what's owed to me. What goes around comes around. It ain't the flu. It ain't the cold. It's me stomping your ass to dust every time you turn around with everybody saying, LA Knight. Yeah.
This
you ever
guy
gotten sick and called it the cold?
Wait, what's that?
You ever gotten sick and says, I've got the cold?
You say I have a cold, right?
Exactly. But you don't. But you say, you do say, if you got the flu, hey,
I got the flu.
What's got you down? I've got a flu. You don't say that. You don't say
I got the flu. A cold is just some rando, right? It's like not a big deal.
Well, there's so many varieties of cold virus. Well, there is too a flu virus. You know,
I can't even tell you the last time. These days, it's like it's either COVID or bust. It's like you're sitting there like, oh man, I got a sniffly nose. I must have COVID or something. But like Jack Bauer here in chat says, I got the bug. Yeah, someday I'll just be. I never actually refer to it as a cold anymore.
Oh, I do.
I don't. It's like, yeah, I got something. That's what I always say now. Is like, I got something because you never know. There's so many goddamn things out there.
That's true.
It's gonna be bird flu here coming up soon, evidently.
Gosh,
that's terrifying business.
Absolutely frightening.
Mm-hmm. That LA Knight is so over though.
Amazing. God
damn, that music hits. People go crazy for him still.
Yeah,
it's awesome to see. It's great for him to see. I'm sure he's going to get that title back. I'm just poor Andrade couldn't even get past a championship eliminator match or contender match, whatever it's called.
I know. You know, Nakamura needs good wins before he loses the title back to LA Knight. So later on, Byron's interviewing Knight. LA Knight says Nakamura has hell to pay. Nick Aldis want to know why I attacked Nakamura. Well, I did it because he saw fit to blindside
me every chance he got. Then snuck in, got his title. Monkey see, monkey do. Monkeys. When's the last time you used that phrase?
He says I've ever used that phrase.
Next week, yeah, because you weren't born in the 40s. Next week, I face him and it goes down. U.S. Championship. Then I go to the Rumble and take my rightful place at WrestleMania. And anyone who gets in my way is going to get run over by the train. And that's just a fact of life. Yeah.
In one of his promos, he did the reset the factory settings line. That's the clever one. I like that one.
That's
actually
terrific.
A topical reference.
Yeah, that's terrific. Posh Kenneth here. With the 500 bits on Twitch says, I'm in Indy and I got Rumble tickets. One's up. He says, actually, it was pricey, and I'm worried TV could be preferable. Oh, no, he's got buyer's remorse. Oh, well.
You know, I'm not too keen on the idea of going to televised wrestling events, but it'd be cool to go to a Rumble Live once in my life.
At some point, we got it. Even if it's when we retire a million years from now, go to the Rumble.
There was quite a spotlight in the tag team division tonight.
Yeah.
On SmackDown.
That's them, and then Apollo Crews and Pretty Deadly. They're going to get the most benefit out of this third hour. You see Apollo Crews, that dude looked happy because he's like, I'm going to be on TV tonight because SmackDown's 3 hours.
Yeah. So he's backstage. He bumps into Pretty Deadly. And he, says, everyone knows you're lying about Los Garza being the ones who attacked Street Profits when it was DIY.
Yeah, right. Because that happened.
Santos walks up and says, you're going to lie and talk about my family. Say it to my face. And so Pretty Deadly, they backtrack. Oh, we'd never lie. That's ridiculous. And Santos says, what's ridiculous? You think your lies won't come back to beat the crap out of you. So he tells Los Garza to attack. Nick Aldis gets in between, separates him, says Pretty Deadly, you two stay here. We're going to have a chat. We go to commercial. We come back. And Aldis is talking to them about the DIY attack. And he's saying, Apollo Crews swears he saw DIY beat up Street Profits.
Mm-hmm.
And then DIY walk in, and Johnny says, why are we talking about Apollo Stooge's word and not these upstanding gentlemen? Talk about Pretty Deadly. And Aldis says, because my eyes are attached to my head. I don't know what the four of you are up to, but you're on thin ice.
Mm-hmm.
So Aldis leaves. Ciampa says, we know what you're up to. You want a shot at these titles. Gargano says, but there are only two guys who could do it. Nick Aldis hates you, but we love you. But first, we have a title match against Motor City Machine Guns. And we need to make sure we walk out of Phoenix with these tag titles. Hey.
Yeah, hey.
Make sure you help us.
Help us out a little bit, buddy.
And then Pretty Deadly says, all right, good talk. DIY says, yes, boy. And Pretty Deadly's pretty happy.
They're pretty happy because they just used their catchphrase. Yeah. Then we also had a Motor City Machine Gun video package ahead of their thrilling tag title rematch against DIY. So we had that good stuff here. And as they had alluded to, Pretty Deadly came through. They ran down, tried to distract the ref. I'm sorry. So they come running down. And then, so Ciampa tags in. Sabin does on a blind tag. They hit some more double team moves. Shelley heads up for a skull and bones. That's when Pretty Deadly runs down. They distract the ref. DIY uses the double team. They get a 2 count. And then Los Garza chase off Pretty Deadly. Shelley gets Gargano into a Border City stretch. And an STF by Sabin on Ciampa. And then Pretty Deadly come in with Los Garza. And then they all sort of fall over onto the match. And so it was a DQ win for Motor City Machine Guns, but DIY obviously retained their titles.
It's interesting that it would, based on how the breakup happened, it would be a DQ win. But, when they have the graphics about the results for the night, they said this match was a no contest.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Oh, because, okay, I can see why, though, because they're all there together and it just all falls on them. Yeah. Okay, that makes more sense. Yeah, okay.
Also, we had a match between Mia Yim, Michin, and Piper Niven.
Oh, this is fun stuff.
This was a fun match. Mia Yim gets the win after she gets her boots up while Piper's going for a Vader bomb, hits Eat Defeat to get the W. So there's some reports that they're going to do a rematch between Michin and Chelsea for the U.S. title at the next Saturday night's main event.
Oh, okay. That would make some sense. It's all going to be rematches.
I'd assume some sort of stipulation match.
Are you thinking ladder war?
You read my mind.
Chelsea Green in a ladder war match, and Michin in a ladder. Oh my God, that'd be amazing.
Yeah, I'd doubt ladder war.
Ladder war. Yeah, ladder war. Absolutely.
And that was SmackDown.
That's your SmackDown. Absolutely.
Would you like to answer some questions?
Would you like to answer some questions, Mr. Lee? Yes, I would, absolutely. What a great day, man. We had a good review just now. We had the Friendo Awards, first 3 hour SmackDown.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
I had a really good salad for dinner. My wife made an excellent salad. It was very good. It was refreshing.
It's good. How many stars would you give us? Somebody earlier asked Hold on. I think we had a super chat earlier that I missed. I think it was David Matushek. Let me double check. For one thing, Scotty Furness became a Channel Club member. Welcome, Scotty. Scotty, I can tell. Scotty wants in on the predictions challenge. That's why he clicked join. He's like, all right, well, you got to go to the membership tab, and then you will see there the predictions form is open now. Make sure you get in that Wrestle Dynasty. Dave Matushek with Super Chat says, can you guess Meltzer's rating for Io versus Liv?
That's right. Steve, you were in the hot seat, so guess what it is.
I'll say 3.25.
All right, I got to look it up now.
Okay. I'll look at these. I only had like 3 questions on the YouTube thread here. AJ Otani says, who's going to have Tiffany's back against Nia and Candice?
Sorry, say again.
3.25.
No, the first part.
Yeah. Who's going to have Tiffany's back against Nia and Candice?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Well, she's a good guy now.
Yeah.
So definitely not Naomi, but Naomi's going to be a bad guy.
I almost got tricked by not the correct Twitter account for a wrestling news site.
Oh, no.
Where was it? All right, Scooter, can you tell us?
Somebody tell us what the star rating was, please.
You said, what, 3.25?
I said 3.25.
3.25. Right.
I don't even remember his write-up, though. Who's going to have Tiffy's back against Nia and Candice? I like the story of, people are saying Bailey. Fear and Loathing says Bailey. I like the idea that, it's 3.5. Gosh darn it.
So close.
That was the one he wasn't on a quarter kick for? That's funny. I feel like they need to tell the story where she got to figure it out on her own.
Mm-hmm.
She's got to figure it out on her own. And then she grows as a character.
Yeah. Chris Deaton here says Charlotte versus Jordan Grace at Mania. That'd be cool.
Oh, I'd like that. And Charlotte would be like, hey, Paul Levesque.
Can you give us night 1? Main event? All of night 1.
He's like,
we're
all right.
taking night 1.
Jordan Grace, amazing new star here at WWE. And Charlotte's like, yeah, and it's no, it's no small feat. It's not too bad if she loses to me. What am I trying to say? What's that? What's the phrase? Won't hurt her too much if she doesn't beat me. AJ Otani says, how would you add Nia and Naomi into the Bloodline story? Well, Naomi's about to be a bad guy because she attacked Jade Cargill.
Yeah. I mean, she's married to Jimmy, so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I guess it would have been possible for Bad Bloodline to bring Nia in.
Yeah.
Let's see. Alex Foster.
Nia takes over the Bad Bloodline. How about that?
There we go. Alex Foster says, what would be the worst plot twist you could introduce to a current storyline in wrestling?
The worst plot twist.
Alex here has an example. Says, when Dwayne came back and put up the L stands for the learning tree.
Oh no.
That'd be pretty lousy.
Oh, that L is for lousy. The worst plot twist you could introduce. All right, what's the story that's on fire?
This is it.
Right now?
So Cena wins the Rumble, and he comes to the ring against opposite Cody and says, Cody, I'm going to take that title off you at some point, but not at WrestleMania.
Oh, wow. Instead.
And he gives his spot to The Rock.
Wow, that's good. Does Cena have cry face?
Nope. He's totally cool with it. He's like,
been
there,
absolutely.
done that.
Right, yeah. Yeah, what does he care? I'm perfectly okay with whatever they want to do.
In fact, I have obligations around WrestleMania season. Do pickups for Peacemaker.
Yeah, pickups. Oh, man. Cameron Shank, who wins the Baron? Oh, people, I saw this in the comment, at least 1 or 2 people.
The answer is Lexus King.
Yeah, it's Lexus King. Is it Lexus King?
It was for sure for the first half of the year.
For the first half, for sure. So, yeah, people are asking about the Baron Corbin Award because we retired. Here's the thing. The Going in Raw Hall of Fame went into the Going in Raw Hall of Fame, which means it's now retired.
Yeah.
Shane's birthday tweet says Cena has family obligations. Yeah. So, but yeah, it'd be Alexis King. Look, we'll definitely do the Baron Corbin Award year to year because I understand that is a popular feature.
Yeah.
So we'll do that from year to year. I'm out of questions here on the YouTube. I only had 3. I don't know what happened to everybody. We have one on a sub here on Twitch from Angel Uriel. Says, how would you book Asuka's return?
Oh, wow.
This is how I book it.
All right.
Charlotte returns to the Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
Points at wins at the Rumble. Points at the WrestleMania sign. Goes on to WrestleMania in a 35-minute match. Beats Tiffany Stratton for the title. Following Smackdown after Mania. Asuka, huge return. Comes out. Miss Charlotte. Charlotte absorbs the mist and mists her back.
Wow.
Squashes Asuka. Charlotte wins. Yeah. You say I shocked you. Yeah. Charlotte says, doesn't, and then Charlotte's new phrase is literally just doesn't work for me, brother. And then later on that night, Ric Flair has one more match. Because I got to get that prediction, man. I told you. I told you that shit.
You just want to do what you told me.
I do. Yeah, I do. Because that's a big one. That's a big one. That dude is having one more match, man.
I hope not. I mean, it wouldn't shock me if it happened. I'm just hoping it doesn't happen.
I don't want it to happen.
He was in the ring. I don't want it to happen.
Because I think that's horrible. But I got nothing to do with it. I can't say yes or no. I'm excited for it to happen because I'll be right. But I don't want to see it happen.
But your desire to be right trumps your desire to not see it happen.
I mean, man, we want to keep it real here, right?
Joshua here, first.
Hashtag first.
On the Patreon says, should Penta be booked as an unstoppable heel for the first few months till he either meets Braun Breaker or Sheamus, I suppose, in a Intercontinental title program?
Just keep him away from the LWO.
Who here? Griga asks, should Penta turn on Ray?
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And then so he just turns on him and then moves on to another feud with somebody who isn't the LWO or another luchador. We don't need a bunch of them all together, everybody. They don't have to be all interacting together all the time. Have this. Pentagon beats Braun Breaker for the Intercontinental Championship. And then through the transfer portal goes to SmackDown. Charlotte Flair shows up, says, I want that title. Pentagonzo, cero miedo.
You just want the picture of Charlotte with all the titles like Ultimo Dragon.
She does the cero miedo. She grabs his finger, breaks it. Figure 8, she's new Intercontinental Champion. Como se dice, it doesn't work for me, hermano. I know there's a trabajo in there, I think. Maggie, if you could please translate.
All right.
For me.
All right. Mr. Sinister says, who do you guys think will open up the first episode of Raw on Netflix, not counting Triple H and or Stephanie? Or will that be a prop bet for predictions? There is a prop bet as far as when Triple H will show up during the show.
No funciona para mi hermano. Pinche hermano. Wow. What now? Yeah, whoa. Anyway, what?
Who do we think will open up the first episode of Raw, not including Triple H and or Stephanie?
Oh, yeah, because it's going to be one of them.
Well, it's going to be Triple H because Stephanie's there.
Yeah.
I guess she'll introduce Triple H.
Yeah, right. Who's it going to be? Cody's going to be there, isn't he?
Is he advertised for it?
Yeah, well, he's on one of the graphics for it, ripping through the Netflix sign, the Netflix logo. He's like front and center.
Well, maybe he'll be there then.
Oh, Cena. Yeah, it could be Cena. Triple H was introduced to Cena.
Yeah.
Cena comes down. Charlotte makes her return. Comes down. Says, no, you can't see me, asshole.
This is what she said. All your title wins belong to me now.
Yeah, she absorbs his title wins.
I'm now
all of a sudden.
29-time champion.
I'm going to tell you, look at you with the math really quick.
29 or 30, because sometimes it's 13,
nebulous.
Sometimes it's 14.
Somebody asked here in our Twitch chat. So apparently the Go Home to Mania is going to be here in Sacktown.
Yeah, I saw.
Where,
Still
the
not
Memorial
going.
Auditorium?
That was the Memorial Auditorium. I consider it.
At Golden One. Yeah, no, I don't think so. That would be expensive as fuck. Plus,
Yeah, no,
like,
the tickets are too much, man.
we gotta be here for that. Plus, Larson don't like going to televised events anymore. I'll be honest, I don't either.
Especially not for those ticket prices. It's too much.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Gregory Fiella says, now that Tiffany finally cashed in, what do you see? Oh, being the women's Mania match, and will Tiffany be champion going into Mania? Yeah, I think so. I think so. It'll be Becky or Charlotte.
Yeah, for sure.
Sebastian Garcia says, what is the best looking ring in wrestling history? Combination of ropes, mat, apron, turnbuckles. The one I made for Fun Wrestling.
Yeah, those were your designs. That was your design peak, I think, was Fun Wrestling. That was all really inspired stuff. So yeah, the that Raw mat. We're deep into the show now, so we can kind of, because I don't want to spoil everything Fightful Select has, but Fightful Select had. I want to get your thoughts on this. According to them, there might be a shit ton of advertisements on the mat coming up in WWE. So we saw the blue mat.
Yeah.
And then there's probably, I wonder if they're going to do a red mat for Raw. But it's going to be, apparently there's like a giant Fortnite logo where there used to be a Prime logo. So it seems like maybe the Prime, I don't know when the Prime deal started, but that might be coming up.
Maybe.
And maybe they're not going to renew that shit. And there's going to be a giant Fortnite logo. And then like a bunch of other logos around too. Like I forget what the other ones were.
There was, I mean, if this picture on social media is accurate.
Oh, there's a picture on Twitter.
Yeah. But it's from a SmackDown taping, so who knows?
Well, okay, so what he said was they tested it out tonight, or they rolled it out tonight, but then they ended up not using it.
So it's not red. The canvas is not red.
Okay. What color is it?
Either a dark gray or black.
Okay.
And yeah, there's Fortnite in the middle of the ring. There's...
okay, so one of them was Real American Beer, Hogan's new beer.
Oh, that's what it is? Ugh.
And then 2 cricket logos.
Yeah.
And then a Netflix one and a Snickers logo.
And there's Riyadh Season in 2 corners in this picture.
The beans, yeah, that's right. The Prime was only for premium live events. I think it was for a year, if I'm not mistaken. It was going to be a year of premium live events. It doesn't, I'll be honest, it doesn't bother me. I don't care. Look, if my philosophy is, if you're watching this stuff and you're paying attention to the mat that much,
they're not doing
the wrestlers aren't doing their job very well. Yeah, they're just born ass wrestlers in there. So I'm all good with it. I'm, you know me, I like visual overstimulation. Like, look at my background here. You know what I mean? I need this to stay.
We're, here we're so inundated with advertisements everywhere.
Yeah, right.
Just block them out. I just don't even pay attention to them.
Exactly, yeah.
So,
anyways, do you have any others over there?
I think that's it.
We're going to call it a day then. It's 9:20. The night is still young, Larson.
Oh, not for me. I'm tired.
All right. Well, thanks for tuning in, everybody. I appreciate it. I know Larson appreciates it as well.
I'm awake. I appreciate it. Thank you.
And until next time, we'll see you guys around.
Goodbye.